Hey, Dr. Jen here with this Chiro Lifts. I thought I would do a video and share with you on how I got into chiropractic. Let me just start off by saying chiropractic has changed my life in so many ways I can't even begin to describe them all. I'm so grateful that I'm a chiropractor and that I found chiropractic, because if I hadn't, I have no idea where I would be right now, but I know for a fact I would not be the happy, bubbly, outgoing, friendly, smiley, huggy, loving person that I am today. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be me. I'd be who I was before, who I was in high school, and into college. Just lost, negative, pessimistic, not the person that I was born to be. Chiropractic has allowed me to become the person that I was born to be. And I'm not just talking about getting adjusted, which it's played a huge role. Don't get me wrong, but just the entire chiropractic philosophy, the understanding of the principles that it's founded on, how the universe works, how human beings work. It's just opened me up and freed me in ways that I could never have thought possible. Back in high school, like I said, I was kind of a negative person, kind of pessimistic, bit of a troublemaker. I mean, let's just be honest. I did my fair share. You wouldn't know it now. Nobody who knows me now would ever guess it. But I did a lot of drugs. I drank a lot, and I was just not on a real good path to have a good future. Graduating from high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, but my parents always ingrained in us that we had to get a college education. So I went to community college, and I just started taking classes. I was like, you know what, I'll just get my associate's degree. Something will grab my attention along the way, and we'll go with that. Took classes for 2.5 years, and I got my associate in arts degree, and still had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Had no direction at all. So I got my associate's degree, still had no idea what I wanted to do, knew it was going to require a college degree. I just continued taking classes for a whole year. I just took random classes for no reason. They weren't even going to get applied to anything. I was just taking them because I was hoping that something would call out to me and reach me and pull me in, and I would find my thing. I remember at one point I was considering becoming a dental assistant or a dental hygienist, and I looked at the classes that I needed to do this, and it was biology, chemistry, physics. I said, heck no, I hate science classes, I'm not doing that. So decided not to do that, just kept taking other classes. Around this time I took a weightlifting class. I really liked that, and so that's when I started getting into weightlifting, more of your bodybuilding type of thing, and working out regularly. So that was really good, and I thought, okay, well maybe I could do something in a health, fitness, nutrition kind of thing. I think going to community college was a good choice for me because I didn't live in that dorm situation, which I think would have really gotten me in a lot more trouble in regards to drugs and drinking. Since I wasn't in that kind of environment, I was able to pull in the reins a bit on that kind of behavior, which was really good for me, really good for me. Around 3 years into that, I went on a snowboarding trip to Colorado. We snowboarded the first couple of days, just doing the regular runs. We would every now and again just dip off the trails and go off in the woods and find just untouched spots. And I remember our group kind of split off, and it was me and my friend at the time, and we decided we were going to go out of bounds. And we found this really cool area where you had to duck under this out of bounds rope, and then right after that there was this 12-foot drop, this 12-foot ledge, and it landed into this open area of powdery amazingness. And then there was some sparsely wooded area a little bit further off, and you could ride off into the trees. So we were like, let's hit this. Let's do this. I decided I would do the inaugural jump. I would go first. Took off, ducked under the rope, and as I was going off of that little cliff, that ledge, to drop down that 12-foot drop, I was on the back side of my board, so I was off balance. And I remember flying through the air, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to get so much powdery snow up my jacket and get just wet and cold, but whatever, I'm just landing in some powder, it won't be a big deal. Well, being the dummies that we are, we had not checked our landing. Since we hadn't checked our landing, we didn't see that hidden just inches. An inch, 2 inch beneath the snow was a massive boulder. When I landed, rather than landing in soft powdery snow, I landed flat on my butt on that boulder. Oh, I just got goosebumps telling that. Whew. I have never experienced a pain so excruciating in my entire life. It was unbelievable, body-wide, couldn't breathe, I couldn't speak. I swore to God I had broken my back. It was horrific. And once I got my bearings about, I screaming, a friend came down and we're like, well, let's try to walk back up there. Maybe we can get you down the hill somehow. And I tried to stand up and my legs, I could not support myself. My legs could not support me. I couldn't even, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't happening, which then made me even more convinced that I had really done some serious damage. And like I said, I thought I had broken my back and I was afraid I might have some paralyzation. He left and went and got the ski patrol. Ski patrol came. They were able to get me out of there. And they ski patrolled me down the mountain, brought me to the ER. And they took x-rays. I remember that ride down that hill. I was bouncing, laying on my back on that sled, and each little bounce that we hit just sent thunderbolts and shock waves of excruciating pain throughout my entire body. It was, oh my God, it was horrific. I can't even explain it to you. Went to the ER. They took x-rays, and they said, nothing's broken. You just need time to heal. And I was like, wow. I got off really lucky if nothing's broken, and I just need some time for this. So they gave me a bunch of Vicodin and sent me on my way. We had to cut our trip short. Went back home early, and every day it was a struggle. I could barely do anything. I could barely walk. I could not sit for more than 5-10 minutes. I'd have to go in the back of my class and alternate between sitting and standing up. Doped up on painkillers. I went on like this for probably a month, and I was like, okay, this isn't right. Something's not right. So I went to my primary care doctor. Same thing, took x-rays, said nothing was broken. You just need more time to heal. Here's some more Vicodin, here's some Oxycontin, and here's some muscle relaxants. Went home, and I remember one night I was sitting in bed in a lot of pain, and I was like, all right, well, let's try this muscle relaxer. Took a half of a muscle relaxer. Next thing I know, I wake up. It's like 6 hours later, I'm still sitting up. I was like, what just happened? They just had knocked me out cold. And it was at that point that I had just said, okay, done. Enough with this. I'm not doing this. I can't do this. And my mom suggested I go to the chiropractor. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. So I went to the chiropractor. He ordered an MRI. I had herniated discs in my low back. That stuff doesn't show. Soft tissue injuries do not show up on an x-ray. The MRI showed that, I had herniated discs. I started getting chiropractic care, started getting adjusted. Lo and behold, I started to get better. I was able to sit through my classes, and I was able to focus. I was able to work. I just slowly and slowly kept getting better and better and better and better until I was back to where I was. And I was like, all right, there's something to this. And throughout that journey, I had started to notice other improvements in areas of my life. Like, I felt like I was sleeping better and I had more energy throughout the day. Overall, I just felt happier and more uplifted. I was more connected. I was more connected with myself. During this time, I was taking a class, and it was like finding a career class, how to pick a career. And we had to shadow different professions, so I shadowed my chiropractor. One thing I had noticed on all my visits, and what I really noticed when I shadowed him, was that he loved what he did. He really, truly loved what he did. He had a passion for it. Everything about it, he had a passion for it. I walked away from that and I was like, you know what? I want what this guy has. I want to be that way. I want to feel like that. I want what this guy has. I want to help other people the way that he helped me. And at this time, I still had no idea really what chiropractic was, not to the level that I do now. I went and met with the counselor and found out what classes I had to take. And if you remember back to my dental assisting story, those classes I had to take biology, chemistry, physics, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Well, turns out I had to take those classes to become a chiropractor. So I was like, whatever, yep, let's do it. Sign me up. Took a full year of biology, chemistry, and physics. I took organic chemistry in the summer right before I started chiropractic school. Just goes to show that when you truly find something that's worth doing, you find a way to make it happen. I was texting with my old intern last night, and I forgot how it all came up, but I said to him, if it's not scary or it isn't hard, it's not worth doing. If it's not scary and it's not hard, it is not worth doing. When you do things that scare you and that are difficult, and when they work out, you grow so much as a human being. You know, even though that snowboarding accident was one of the worst things that's happened to me, because I still deal with issues from it to this day. I kind of chronically just have issues in my low back, and I have to be really careful with it. And I might have problems further down the road, but I wouldn't trade that for anything. I'm getting choked up. I wouldn't trade it for anything, because it got me where I am today. And it got me to a place where I'm able to do something that I love doing and that I'm passionate about and that I care about. So to me, I don't know. It's worth everything in the world. And that's really, you know what finding your soul purpose is about. Finding what you were put here on earth to do. And I was put here on earth to be a chiropractor and to influence the lives of those around me in a positive manner. And I'm doing that. And it's a wonderful feeling. And I've had many scary, hard moments along the way, but man, you just keep pushing and you find a way. So that's my story. I don't tell it very often, and I kind of forget how powerful it can be. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. My wish for you is that you can find your soul purpose like I found mine, and that you can live the life that you were born to live. You were born to be happy. You were born to be fulfilled, and so it is. Catch you guys next time.